Part 51. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 501. 501 Chapter 501. Chapter 501 Test Site. Group Tip: Reed Richards sent you an exclusive red envelope, please click to pick it up. Luzixon received the red envelope and obtained the Earth Sand Binder formula that Mr. Magic gave him. Luzixon thanked, and Red Queen wanted to ask her about the architectural design of the Medical Research Center. Red Queen, a look of anthropomorphic little yellow duck emoticon, why duck? Mr. L, how about the Medical Research Center design that I said last time? Red Queen, emoticon, don't know duck. Mr. L, is it? I asked for xiao xiao xiao, then I told her that you didn't know. When Red Queen heard it, he quickly changed his tone and said, emoticon, omnipotent duck, I certainly know that it has been modified. Her Medical Research Center and the hive base are somewhat similar, with both above and below ground. The underground part is not as exaggerated as the hive, but it also has dozens of buildings, which will have research centers for various diseases. The above-ground part is the first modern building in the future city, Hongzhen International Hospital. In addition, Red Queen also provides architectural drawings on the Gene Institute and the Gene Bank. Biomedicine, inevitably, must be genetic research. Many diseases, traced back to the source, are due to changes in genes. The genetic research of Red Letter will be started after the completion of the Medical Research Center. In the material laboratory of Red Letter, the researchers who got the formula quickly allocated the Earth Sand Binder. The adhesive is colorless and odorless, and has no harmful effect on the human body and other living organisms. Its function is to make the small particles of sand more tightly combined and have the general viscosity of the soil. In the lab, Luzixon took a handful of yellow sand and opened the palm of his hand. The yellow sand slipped from the finger joints and was scattered all over the place. After pouring the water, the yellow sand was barely clustered under the action of water, but under the conditions of sunshine, no more than 2 minutes, the water evaporated and the yellow sand was still yellow sand, and there was no change. The researchers next to it said, the natural conditions of the desert are even worse. It doesn't take 2 minutes, even in 10 seconds. The water will completely evaporate, the yellow sand can't keep the water, and the tree sand control will not mention it. The next step is a comparative test to add sand binder. The same yellow sand is mixed with a certain proportion of sand binder and stirred with water. This time, the yellow sand became a muddy existence, and it was stuck together. Under the conditions of sunshine, the yellow sand blended with the sand binder also evaporates water, but at a much slower rate than before. Half an hour passed, the surface moisture was evaporated, but the yellow sand was still condensed together, which was the dry loess. After our comparative analysis, the yellow sand mixed with the binder is roughly the same as the yellow mud. It can store moisture, nutrients, and resist sand erosion, and we have also improved this to meet the needs of plant growth. The nutrients are directly added to the sand binder, so that the modified yellow sand can directly become the adapting soil for plant growth. Very good. How productive is it? Luzixon praised their improvement. After adding the nutrients needed for the plant, the yellow sand not only solidifies and preserves the water, but also promotes the growth of the vegetation so that the desert can be faster become fertile ground. It can be supplied completely. Penjiun machinery is already producing the corresponding production equipment. It can be modified on a large scale by slightly modifying the production line of the factory, the person in charge replied. Improve everything and immediately produce it as planned. Luzixon approved the project. A month later, in the Taklamakan Desert, the area where the Hongzhen group applied for, a large truck was driven here. In the car, it was a bucket of earth sand binder from the factory. Correspondingly, there are also mixing trucks, pipes that are drawn from water sources dozens of kilometers away. This is our test site on a commercial vehicle. Luzixon and a group of government officials came here. Today, the red letter group will conduct a sand modification test in this 100-acre test site. Similarly, this method is used to prove the strength of the redness group's science and technology, so that it can obtain 10 million acres of desert transformation rights. There are yellow sand everywhere. I visited it 20 years ago. At that time, there were still Halos Island trees, Populus euphratica, and a small river. Now, nothing is gone. The leader's side. Desert erosion is too serious, mainly because of the lack of water resources in the past. There were rivers that infiltrated water from the Kunlun Mountains, but in recent years, excessive use of groundwater resources has led to a lack of water resources and dead vegetation. Increased desertification, explained the accompanying geologist. In the early years, our province invested a lot of money in this place to carry out desert governance, and the effect was not satisfactory. We can only build shelter forests further away, and we need a lot of money to maintain each year, said the provincial leader. If the red letter group can solve this problem and transform this desert, the province will definitely support you. Haha, then the leaders will wait and see. This 100 acres of land, we only use 3 days, let it reproduce the glory of 20 years ago, Luzixon said with a smile. 3 days, octopus, you can be too exaggerated, said the leader of the Environmental Protection Agency. 3 years is still about the same. It used to take 3 years, but now we have our sand binder. 3 days is enough. Luzixon pointed to the accompanying team and said, this time, the sand binder and sapling needed for the renovation, water, machinery and equipment, etc., worth nearly 1 billion. These costs are mainly due to the consumption of mechanical equipment. Anyway, it can be used repeatedly. Luzixon does not feel bad. Let's take a look at how billions of investment, how to transform this 100 acres of desert in 3 days, said the provincial leader. Starting, Luzixon gave a command to the communication equipment, and the team behind him roared and tried the sand dunes and started construction. The forefront is a large-scale sand renovation vehicle designed and produced by Penjayun Machinery. It is similar to an excavator in front, and pours the yellow sand into a stirring device of the body. In the stirring device, the sand binder is added quantitatively, and the mixed soil is laid on the ground, and the construction workers at the back are watered, and the ground is like a layer of mud. Many of these starts are fully automated mechanical controls. Different from the traditional desert protection, this transformation is like the advancement of the mechanical army. Wherever it goes, the yellow sand and yellow mud, the arrogant wind and sand in the desert, under the advancement of the transformation vehicle, step back. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 502. 502 Approval of Chapter 502. Approval of Chapter 502. Which leaders have seen this scene? Even the field personnel who have visited the most deserts have only seen the sight of the yellow sand and the movement of sand dunes under the power of nature. I have never seen it. In the roar of the machinery, the sand dunes have been flattened, and the yellow sand and yellow mud are shocking. In a moment, the desert turned into a good field. The leaders of the Environmental Protection Agency couldn't help but grab a yellow mud, ignoring the dirt and smashing it in their hands. The unstrained yellow sand, after being transformed, actually has the viscosity of the earth, and can be pinned into various shapes like a clay figurine. This speed is really terrifying, the geologist sighed. Usually, it is necessary to transform the yellow sand into mud. For at least a few decades now, just a few minutes, the soil conditions are it has changed completely. According to this area can be a fertile ground for vegetation growth. 100 acres of land, really only 3 days to complete the transformation, provincial leaders asked again. Yes, all our projects are mechanized, you see, not only limited to sand and soil reconstruction, but even tree planting, protection and other work is directly operated by engineering equipment, which is many times faster than labor. 100 acres of land, only it takes 3 days, Luzixon said with pride. That seems to be 1,000, 10,000 acres is also easy, some people exclaimed. No, 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 Luzixon said immediately. It's easy to see, but our Red Letter Group's investment in this is not small sand adhesives, machinery, these research designs and manufacturing, that's all solid funds. I have not received a little subsidy. I can say that in the world, only our Red Letter Group has the strength of the science and technology to complete this matter, but in terms of funding, we are also very difficult to bear. Luzixon must emphasize the difficulty of transforming this and the necessity of the Red Letter Group. In this way, they can increase their chips in the relevant departments and promote the application of 10 million mu of desert land. We haven't been in the desert for a year or two, and we can understand your difficulties. The leadership of the Environmental Protection Agency felt the same. Today we also saw the power of sand binders, so wait 3 days, let's take another look and discuss the things in these places. The leaders in the province even said, you can rest assured that this is a public welfare undertaking, and the province will fully support it. They are very clear that such a large area of desert is not a benefit, and giving them governance is a bottomless pit. Previously, they did not approve the application of the Hongxing Group because the area was too large. After all, the desert is also a land and resources, and it is impossible to give such a large area to the private sector. Now that they have seen the strength of the Red Letter Group to transform the desert, this matter can be discussed. A month later, the news finally came out, and the relevant authorities approved the application of the Hongxing Group. However, it is not a one-time grant of 10 million mu, but the first batch of 2 million acres of desert land has been approved. After the preliminary desert reform and management of the Hongxing Group, the above will be reviewed. If it is qualified, another 3 million mu will be approved. It is 5 million acres and is divided into 3 steps. In this regard, the Red Letter Group naturally has no objection. The construction of the early city of the future does not need to be so much. First, it is necessary to build a core scientific research building. This news was naturally made public by the official media, attracting the attention of the people. Hot news, Red Letter Group turned into a real estate company. What is the picture of the 2 million acres of desert land? People's Daily, Hongxing Group has contracted 2 million mu of desert to transform the desert into an oasis. Thousands of news, by the next half of the Beijing, the Red Letter Group is too big. The official media of the Hongxing Group also announced this incident, which made the outside world extremely incomprehensible. It stands to reason that the Red Letter Group has repeatedly made a lot of changes in an industry, and it is the time when the limelight is flourishing. Why did you suddenly give up your business interests and turn to environmental protection? If you do environmental protection, you can earn a good wind rating by donating hundreds of millions. However, the Red Letter Group, the contracted desert area is too big, which is the best in the world. That is, the country can't get so much money to complete this huge project. Is the Red Letter Group spending more money? The masses did not think so much and unanimously expressed their support. Netizen 164-4494, Red Letter Group is really a conscience enterprise, can spend so much money to protect the environment. Netizen 785-4645, my God, is this going to build a city in the desert? Netizen 464-6114, can you donate? I also want to donate some money, plant 2 trees or something. Netizen 416-1616, we also have deserts, why not invest in us? The careful entrepreneurs found an interesting one in the announcement. In the approval of the government, the Red Letter Group not only controls the desert, but also has the right to economic development of the transformed area. It's amazing, did they find oil or natural gas there? Why do you want that kind of place? Someone can't understand. There have been rumors on the internet, saying that the Red Letter Group discovered fossil energy there, so it's only this way. However, the insiders did not believe, they learned from the channel that there really is nothing. And the Red Letter Group is also really transforming the desert and managing the environment. It is said that some modern construction is still being built, and it seems that it is really necessary to do a big job in the desert area. This Lu Yan, I am more and more difficult to understand. Rice Company, Tian Xiangshan frowning, the economic development of the barren land, how to see is a loss, is he really a personal feeling broke out, want to governance desert, this area is too exaggerated. Even though he has a wealth of business experience, he can't understand the behavior of Lu Zixin. Everlasting Real Estate Group, one of the best real estate companies in China. Because of the Red Letter Group, they also had a special meeting to study. From the perspective of real estate investment, the investment of Hongxin Group is almost harmless. Although the government departments give them ultra-low prices, the cost of treatment per square meter of desert is more expensive than conventional land. I really don't understand why they want to invest in the desert. Analysts of the long-term real estate experience have not analyzed anything. This kind of behavior should not be commercial. From a geographical point of view, the traffic conditions here are not convenient, the surrounding economic development is poor, plus the extremely harsh ecological environment, there is no value that can be developed. I can only say that this may be the hotspot of the Red Letter Group decided. It is estimated that it will be abandoned soon. This is what I said, but recently our competitor Daewon Real Estate seems to be interested in this land. They have been working closely with the Hongxin Group. Is there something we don't know? End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 503. 503 Chapter 503 Hongxin International Hospital. Chapter 503 Hongxin International Hospital. It is possible that Daewon Real Estate seems to be very interested in that desert. It is said that the top management has decided to suspend the development plan for small cities and invest funds there. In the end, what kind of situation does this place invest? Do they not want to compete with us for the real estate market in second and third tier cities? The senior executives of the Permanent Real Estate Group could not think of a reasonable explanation. But the intuition in the faint tells them that things are definitely not that simple. So many high-level and directors of Daewon Real Estate are not fools, and it is impossible to make a loss-making business. Send someone to contact the Red Letter Group to see what is tricky in this land. Everlasting Real Estate soon learned more information. The Hongxin Group will build scientific research institutions in the desert reconstruction area, while Daewon Real Estate will contract a certain city foundation and infrastructure construction. In addition, the South China Construction Group is preparing to build smart lanes in desert redevelopment areas, even high-speed railways and airports connecting the desert with the outside world. They really want to build a city where the bird doesn't pull. Are they crazy? Now there is still a yellow sand. The action of the Red Letter Group made them puzzled. Even if the Red Letter Group has transformed it there, no one will be willing to go to the Taklamakan Desert to do research or economic construction. After discussion by the senior members of the Everlasting Group, they decided to wait and see. If it weren't for the Red Letter Group, they wouldn't pay attention to it here. However, the area of the Red Letter Group is too wide. If they really let them develop, it is the largest real estate project in the country. Of course, they can't think of the economic value of the land. What is the attractiveness that can attract people to move? In the Taklamakan Desert, the first batch of desert redevelopment sites applied by Hongxin Group. In accordance with the plan of the future of the red and small design, Lu Zixin decided to design a 1 million acre core city in the central area, which will be the center of the city's quantum brain and some important science and technology research bases. Therefore, the first phase of sand reconstruction is the 1 million acre desert. At the same time, several major projects started in the same period. The first is a photovoltaic power station on the edge of the city, where large area photovoltaic panels will be arranged to convert solar energy into electricity. Second, it is the first building of the future city, the Red Letter Medical Research Center, which is divided into the Underground Research Institute and the Hongzhen International Hospital of the ground building. In order to ensure the safety and stability of the research center, the underground part is deep underground, and the foundation is stabilized on the rock layer under the yellow sand, which can resist disasters such as the 8th-order earthquake and bomb attack. Third, it is the construction of transportation and pipeline systems. Under normal circumstances, the transportation and pipeline systems all over the city often have difficulty in coordination, but there are red and small designs, all of which can be constructed step by step, which is convenient. Of course, the premise of all construction is the completion of desertification. Otherwise, no building can be secure on the flowing yellow sand. The transformation of Huangsha has used the large liquidity of Hongzhen Group. Suzhirong's daily work is to find ways to coordinate the funds of various subgroups so as to mobilize more resources for the desert without affecting the operation of the group. Transformation. This project is also a lot of doubts within the group. Everyone does not understand why the group has so many projects that can make money, and it is necessary to do environmental protection. Even for personal feelings or environmental protection, there is no need to invest so much money. It can be said that if there is any problem with this project, the Hongzhen Group will be seriously injured, and it is estimated that it will take a rest in recent years. At that time, it must be the picture that competitors are most happy to see. And their octopus seems to put all their thoughts in this desert project. The bosses of each subgroup are hard to see. Lu Zixin. He seems to be always in the barren land, issuing instructions every day through the internal management network. Somewhere in the desert, the yellow sand in the square has undergone special renovations, adding several times the sand binder. In addition, it is also designed to transport all kinds of stone and high-quality soil. The environment in a region has been transformed into a fertile soil. Here is the construction site of the Red Letter Group Medical Research Center. A huge construction machine excavated an oversized deep pit. Fortunately, this is a desert area where there is a shortage of groundwater resources and there is no water seepage, and it is easy to construct. For special buildings, the most difficult construction is the design and the plan. Now we have the help of the quantum brain, and the problem can be solved almost immediately. The underground part of this building is expected to be completed within 100 days. At the scene, the chief engineer introduced Lu Zixin. In the past, the construction of underground bases or skyscrapers took years: design, construction, and inspection. But now with the quantum brain, with intelligent super engineering machinery, the construction speed can be greatly increased. Finished in 100 days, no longer bragging. On the other side of the ground, Red Letter International Hospital was built faster. Will the hospital be built here? Will someone really come? Asked Tang Gang, the vice president of the Red Letter Group and the president of Red Letter Electronics. A good hospital, people will come in a long way. This hospital is the capital that attracts the world and absorbs the capital of high-tech science and technology, Lu Zixin said. Is there any place that will make people go all the way? In addition to the legendary paradise, it is a hospital that can save lives. If there is the world's top hospital in this area, those who need it, desperate, will come here across the ocean. In doing so, it will not only develop the pharmaceutical business of the Hongzhen Group, but also sell this area in the greatest amount of time. Thanks to the strength of the Red Letter Group, it is estimated that it will take 100 years to complete a future city of science and technology. But if you have the capital of the world and let science and technology companies and capitalists take the initiative to invest money, this time can be greatly shortened. Building the city with the power of the world is what Lu Zixin wants to do. And an international top hospital is the first gimmick to attract people here. The building is still under construction, and the cancer control team led by Wu Huade is a temporary research center. The research on the tumor-suppressing drugs provided by the group is very fruitful because of the detailed information. The enthusiasm of these experts and doctors is also extremely high. When the Red Letter International Hospital is opened for business, it will be the time when they announce their latest achievements in cancer treatment to the world. The scene is very exciting. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 504. 504 Chapter 504. Chapter 504. Over the past few months, the outside world has no longer paid attention to the transformation of the Red Letter Group in the Taklamakan Desert. Every day, there will be new news hotspots in the society. There are very few people paying attention to environmental protection, public welfare. After a few months, it seems that the masses have forgotten somewhere in China. A desert is becoming an oasis, a future city. The foundation is under construction. A few months ago, it was still ridiculous, but in just a few months, the first batch of desert land in the Red Letter Group, the core city of the future city, was already a lively scene. All the yellow sand is solidified and planted with each plant. With the power of high science and technology, there is also a small lake for drowning. The big pit dug a few months ago has now been completely filled in. Under this place, it is the medical research center of the Hongxing Group. In order to be done once and for all, the Institute of Earth Research has a research site for many important diseases, not only tumors, but also research sites for diseases such as AIDS and special genetic diseases. On the ground, it is a huge heart-type building, Red Letter International Hospital. The main building has been completed and renovations and equipment installations are underway. In order to make it work here as soon as possible, Wu Huade used a lot of strength. Under his promotion, many universities and medical research centers at home and abroad have reached cooperation with the Red Letter Medical Research Institute to transport talents or provide medical equipment. There are also two non-human RI-8901 and Dongfang, and the medical equipment here is also the world's top. Our team of physicians is complete, and the intelligent system developed by Red Letter Intelligent Development Co., Limited for hospitals has also been installed. The approval of cancer prevention drugs is also coming soon. Octopus, when do we develop hospitals? Underground Research Center, Ji Peng, the current head of the oncology research team, asked. Since Wu Huade told him about tumor suppressor drugs, he resigned from all previous positions and devoted himself to the development of tumor suppressor drugs. During this time, under his leadership, the research team has had a qualitative breakthrough. Not only did Red Queen provide anti-lung cancer drugs, they used the principles and drug synthesis methods to develop drugs that inhibit more than a dozen common tumors. Once this discovery is announced, it can be imagined that it can cause earthquakes in the medical community. Ji Peng can't wait, who doesn't want to make a name for himself? The opportunity is right in front of you. Await another month. Greening and transportation, there are still some projects to be done. Lu Zixin appeased. Don't worry, this one is coming soon. I hope our results will bring good news to cancer patients all over the world. We will be ready. Ji Peng is full of confidence. Half a month later, Lu Zixin finally waited for the approval of the relevant drugs, because it is the world's first drug that can inhibit cancer cells. The Food and Drug Administration is very valued. It has been detected in various ways and quickly approved, and the news is still confidential. The magnetic levitation highway connecting the field in the future city area and the railway have been completed, and Lu Zixin has finally announced its plans to the world. Beijing, the National Bird's Nest Stadium, the place where the Olympic event was held, the Red Letter Group leased it to hold a new conference. The main body of this conference is not Red Letter Electronics, Red Letter Virtual Entertainment or any other subsidiary company, which is the entire Red Letter Group. The product release did not reveal a bit of news. However, the Red Letter Group announced in the media that this will be the most shocking product of the Hongxing Group to date, and the largest product launch conference of this century. The Red Letter Group has invited a large number of guests, all of which are world-renowned large companies. It is said that because there are too many invited guests, the auditorium is not set enough. Anyone who wants to visit the conference on the spot, the audience needs to buy the tickets themselves. The lowest price is up to 1,000 yuan. A press conference that doesn't know what to post, the ticket price is also thief expensive. Will such a release person be interested? The answer is, yes. The name of the Red Letter Group is a gold signboard. People may have doubts about switching to any company, but the launch of the Red Letter Group has never been disappointing. On the internet, the news about the announcement of the Red Letter Group has been noisy. The media, netizens are speculating, what is the action of the Red Letter Group this time? Today's point of view, the most mysterious conference in the century, this time, what is the big move of the Red Letter Group? Science and Technology Frontier, there is another black science and technology born. Red Letter will hold a global conference at the Bird's Nest. Weibo topic list, hashtag what is the Red Letter Group to release this time, hashtag Red Letter's new conference, hashtag Bird's Nest Conference. Hashtag. Topics such as these are all over the internet. In the forum, the fans of Red Letters are also very arguing, just to know the content of this conference. I think this time it must be a new mobile phone. I haven't released a new mobile phone for a long time. Crapping, it will definitely not be a mobile phone. Is the mobile phone playing such a big battle? The scale of this conference is bigger than the previous quantum computer and magnetic levitation car. It must be something more bullish. I guess it is a game. There are game fans standing out. A serious analysis. The semi-submersible game equipment of the Red Letter Virtual Entertainment has been out for generations. Maybe this time there is a full stealth game, that is the kind close your eyes and enter the virtual world. Think about it. I don't understand. The upstairs is the semi-sneak game equipment used for visual, olfactory, and tactile feelings. The virtual world, that is the nerve device. It will be a little more than a few decades. Is it a robot? I am doing engineering. The Pengxin machinery of Hongxin Group is said to have been researching intelligent machinery. Maybe the world's first intelligent robot will appear. It's possible. Now the quantum computer is so smart, it's really possible to be an intelligent robot. Haha, you still don't know for a long time, so I decided to buy a ticket and go to the scene to watch. Someone released a screenshot of the ticket purchase. That's right. Buy tickets to go to the scene every time. The Red Letter is very exciting. It's better than watching the concert. I will book the ticket now. A large number of netizens poured into the official website of Hongxin Group, and other ticket purchasing platforms want to buy tickets for this conference. Who knows, within 3 minutes of the ticket release, all tickets are robbed and can only wait for the next time. Tickets. In addition to them, there are a large number of scalpers waiting to grab the ticket. They know that the Red Letter Group's conference will be more popular than any of the superstar concerts or tickets for major events, and will never sell. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 505. 505 Chapter Farce. Chapter 505 Farce. The press conference of the Red Letter Group was held as scheduled, at 2 p.m. Beijing time, the Bird's Nest Stadium. The media and curious audiences are crowded here. Tickets on the internet have already been fired for 5 or 6,000 yuan, and the location is even as high as 10,000 yuan. Even if it is more than 10,000 yuan, there are people who are rushing to pay the bill. In addition to fans, those media who are not eligible to be invited to enter the market are also very keen. No matter what today's Red Letter is to be released, it will definitely become the next week or even 1 month's news hotspot. There is also an hour-long press conference to begin, and the entrance to the Bird's Nest Stadium is crowded. Some net-reds wearing holographic cameras crowded at the door and broadcast the event to the audience. Look, there are so many people here, now we are coming in. A girl with 2 braids and a light red sweater said to her holographic camera. This kind of equipment can convert scenes on the scene into virtual projection information, which is broadcast live in front of the audience. This is to see the lively Su Xiaomeng. She is now working in the virtual letter of Red Letter, and is also a popular network of Red people. A lot of people, I want to see inside, the audience commented. Does the anchor know what is released today? There is no news at the scene, it is really mysterious. I am also at the scene, where is the anchor? I am coming to you. Looking forward, looking forward, looking forward, important things are said 3 times. Su Xiaomeng returned to the audience while replying to the news of the audience. Her smartphone received new news. Su Xiaomeng immediately saw a smile and said to the audience, "We are going to check it out right now. It is not convenient to broadcast live now. I will go in and I will broadcast it to you, and I will go to see you soon." "Don't, anchor, I want to see it inside." "Hey, you have to shut down the equipment when you enter the market. There is no way for the anchor. Everyone understands." Blacken. When the live broadcast was closed, Su Xiaomeng ran to the side and then pulled someone, said with a laugh, "I am so honored, the big boss picked me up." Lu Zixin pinched her nose and said helplessly, "Isn't you given an invitation? You can go straight to the internal passage." "I am a road idiot, I don't know the way." Su Xiaomeng showed an innocent look. Lu Zixin was too lazy to expose her. "Wow, brother-in-law, you are so handsome today, are you going to take office today?" Su Xiaomeng looked at Lu Zixin in front of his suit and asked curiously. "Yeah, the makeup artist is urging me." "Hurry up." Lu Zixin nodded, "and today he plans to hold the conference himself. Without him, it is different today." Lu Zixin used to have a lot of scruples before, and it was not easy to show up before the public. But now his strength can be reduced without fear, which naturally does not need to worry too much. "Wow, you will definitely be red, the whole network is the first red," Su Xiaomeng said loudly. "No, I will make a photo with you now, come, look here." At the entrance to the bird's nest, Su Xiaomeng took Lu Zixin and took a few photos, which was satisfying. They came to the entrance, which was divided into the internal passage of the staff and the general audience passage. Just as the two were going in, they found that the passage was a bit noisy, and it seemed that some contradictions had occurred. Because there are a large number of people entering the stadium, the general audience channel needs to be lined up, and there is a woman who is pointing at the staff and making a big noise. It is now in the late autumn, the climate of the capital has become a bit cold, but she is still wearing a very cool, suede jacket, but only wearing a pair of stockings in the lower body, with a refined makeup, a network-like face. Lu Zixin saw that there were several accompanying staff behind her, and she also took holographic equipment, which is estimated to be a net red anchor and the like. "Why don't you let us bring equipment? Others can bring it," the woman pointed at the nose of the staff. "You don't have long eyes, we have tickets." "Sorry, madam, we have stipulated here that only the media invitation can carry holographic equipment, otherwise it will cause interference to the virtual projection on the scene, causing unnecessary trouble. If you have a media invitation, you can take the internal passage. However, you don't have a media invitation, you can't carry these devices. According to the regulations, we can keep them on our behalf." The staff member is a younger brother. Although he is very upset about the woman's rudeness, he still politely replies. "Who stipulates? Those mobile phones also have virtual photography function. Also, others can bring, can't I bring?" The woman is not arrogant, and she has no intention to reason. "How do you work? I want to complain to you." "I'm sorry, we stipulate." The staff wanted to explain it again. She said directly, "What do you explain? Didn't you see me on the live broadcast? My equipment was collected by you, how can I broadcast it? You quickly let me go." She said. She also pretended to be wronged emoticon, and complained to the audience in the live broadcast, "Everyone has seen that other anchors can bring equipment in, they will not let me, this is discrimination against me." The audience in the live room was her fan, and they shouted, "Let him get out. Look at him, dare to stop us, Bell, complain him. I saw a lot of people bring the equipment in, and the anchor doesn't care about him." Is this mentally retarded security not long eyes? Here no, if you don't let me in, you will be complained by hundreds of thousands of people, the woman proudly shouted, do you want to work or not? She is broadcasting live, watching hundreds of thousands of people, if it is stopped here, how much shame. She is the most popular female net of this live broadcast platform. Many second-line stars are not as popular as her. For a long time, she was stopped and most of them welcomed her. The staff members were afraid to speak, but they still stopped in front of them. Beiji, the female entourage of the female net read Belle looked at her. Belle directly told me, go in, see who they dare to stop, I will complain to them. Sorry, this is not in line, the staff member stopped her. Who knows that Belle suddenly complexion changed, and a slap in the face of the staff, yelling, rogue, want to take the opportunity to touch me. The younger brother was beaten. He didn't expect the woman to hit her suddenly. Now that so many people are watching, it is a shame to the extreme. I don't have, the first reaction of Xiao Ji still wants to explain. Nothing, have you just touched my waist, it is really hooligans, do you have this staff member, Belle said. She is going to give these one color a look, but she still dares to stop her. The onlookers didn't know what happened, pointing at the staff. In the live room, Belle's fans also began to collectively denounce the brother. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 506. 506 Chapter 506 Who is this person? Who is this 506 chapter? This woman, there is no quality, I will teach her. Su Xiaomeng has always been afraid of big things, and went straight. Forget it, we have limited time, but also go to the dressing room, let me come, Lu Zixin said, wearing a badge from the suit pocket, which is the badge that the red letter group can wear. He went straight and said to the security staff, let me handle it. When I saw the badge worn by Lu Zixin on the chest, several staff members nodded quickly and shouted, the boss is good. You are in charge of things. Belle saw the scene and said in an unreasonable tone, how do your people do things? Not only does it stop me from letting me in, but I also try to swear at me. You said that you must solve this problem now, or you will not finish it. Lu Zixin didn't want to talk nonsense with her. He said, I have witnessed the whole incident, our staff is not wrong, it is you, it is unreasonable, now I ask you to apologize to the staff immediately, otherwise the consequences will be conceded. What, I apologize, are you sick? Beller called. Everyone saw it, this is red letter, the store is bullying, and the overbearing is unreasonable. The people around are not aware of the truth and point to them. Belle's live room was not closed, and her brain powder was sprayed directly. Say Bibi, alarm. Bullying us, Belle, I don't want to live. Who is this cargo? Call us, Belle to apologize. Who does he think he is? Garbage company, garbage management staff, everyone help, expose him to the internet. Exposure, exposure, these people are too unreasonable. The accompanying staff around Belle also came up and blamed, you are in charge of it, we are the Meng Rabbit Entertainment Company, this is our artist, Miss Belle, the appearance fee of her one is just a few million starts. You are now not only blocking her, but also suspected of infringement. If you are this attitude, then don't think about reconciliation, you think for yourself, your company will blame you when you succumb to it. Ha ha ha, this fool, Su Xiaomeng couldn't help but laugh. This person was so stupid and said this in front of Lu Zixin. If he knows the identity of Lu Zixin, it is estimated that he is now scared. Do you want to say it? Lu Zixin asked. Yes, you must give us a statement, the man said confidently. Yes, then give you a statement. Lu Zixin snapped a finger, His portable smart device projected the scene just now. It was the whole process that Bell asked to enter. Everyone can see clearly that our company's regulations must be invited by the media to bring relevant holographic equipment into the field, otherwise it will interfere with the holographic projection effect in the field. These people do not meet the requirements. Then the lady claimed that our staff had personally violated her, and we also had evidence. Luzixon put the work just 10 times slower. It can be clearly seen that the staff did not deliberately touch the body of Bell. It was her own collision that was very horrifying. Bell absolutely did not think that the scene just happened will be recorded. And it was so clear that everyone saw the slow-moving scene, and suddenly cast a contemptuous look on Bell. I am going, this woman is really shameless, but also net red, there is no quality. It is obvious that I touched others, and I also said that other people are hooligans, he. Falling others, still confident, and seeing it. Don't be billion. Seeing everyone began to accuse her, Bell was so embarrassed to the extreme, she was a little angry and said, well, you wait, I will contact your company now. No, Luzixon said. If you don't apologize, the venue will refuse you. We are Crazy Rabbit Entertainment, you know. Bell's accompanying bodyguards haven't finished yet. Luzixon nodded. Okay, Men Rabbit Entertainment is it? If you don't publicly apologize for this, then you guys, the company, will be pulled into the blacklist of the Red Letter Group to stop all cooperation. The Redness Group's science and technology products, such as smartphones, glasses, and computers, have occupied most of the entertainment products, and Red Letter's virtual entertainment has dominated the new entertainment era. No entertainment company dares to follow the Red Letter Group. Make life difficult for you. Think who you are, you wait, Bell snarled indignantly. Luzixon issued the order and soon a security guard came over to deal with it. And Bell and others were exposed because of the video. I am sorry to stay here again, so I have to leave. Off the court, Bell is still complaining to the audience. Said, I just didn't mean the video just now, I was in a hurry and didn't pay attention. Normal girls would react, but they are too much, actually chasing us away, threatening me. Some ideal audiences have left, but Bell wins more in the brain, and brain powder is still helping him to speak. Yes, bullying us, Bell, it is not a good thing at first glance. Human flesh. Post a post to report him, how to mix after watching him. Beer, look for the company, see what the company says. I will contact the company first, and then I will broadcast the live broadcast again. Bell shut down the live broadcast and went to the bathroom to call the top of Men Rabbit Entertainment. Dry, woo woo woo, I was bullied. Bell is suffering from the video is opposite, is a bald old man, he is the chairman of Men Rabbit Entertainment. Aya, don't cry, crying is not good. Who is so long, bullying us? Bell, cognac gives you a gas, room C comforted. That's that, Bell added the vinegar and said the same thing, crying, that person is too bully, their Red Letter Group is big, but can't bully me like this. Yes, the Red Letter Group can't just bully people. You can rest assured that the cognac will give you gas. The little security guard is still embarrassed, and must be fired. After the C was finished, Bell smiled, and said, thank you, dry up, go back and see you. Luzixon didn't pay attention to this episode. He came to the backstage with Su Xiaomeng. The makeup artist gave him clothes and makeup. Next, Luzixon made his debut in the world for the first time. Pack up a little better. During the meeting, the guests and the audience gradually came together and sat in their seats to discuss the theme of the conference. In the middle of the venue, the wide Bird's Nest Stadium has been transformed into a large virtual projection stage. Before the official launch of the press conference, the virtual idols with the Red Letter Virtual Entertainment were equally fascinating on the stage for the audience to sing and perform dances. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 507. 507 Chapter 507 is Lu Yan. Chapter 507 is Lu Yan. The conference here attracted attention from all over the world. In the holographic live broadcast platform of Red Letter Virtual Entertainment, the official commentary broadcasted the grand event here. At the same time, the CCTV Science and Technology channel also received live broadcast rights and was broadcast live at the same time. After a few performances, the official start of the press conference has finally arrived. In the center of the venue, a large pendulum clock with a virtual projection appeared, and with the sound of the ticking, the second pointed to the position of the 24 point. In an instant, the venue was dark, people were too late to scream, and they saw the fireworks all over the place. These are the light and shadow effects of virtual projections. There is no pollution at all, just a visual enjoyment. There is only red letter, which is more exciting than the concert. Some people sighed. It is no wonder that the press conference is hard to find, and the audience thinks about it. The fireworks curtain call, people found that there was a person in the middle of the venue. Most of his appearance is not familiar, but those who watched the scene recognized him, Lu Yan. I don't think Lu Yan is playing in person today. I am really looking forward to it. Carry Group, the new successor CEO Zhang Xiaoao said. Yeah, this Lu Yan usually sees the head of a divine dragon but not its tail. I am willing to show up today, presumably there is something wrong with it, a vice president next to him said deeply. Unlike them, other audiences express their faces. Who is this? Is the supporter at today's press conference not General Su? A viewer whispered. What about Su? I am the powder of Su. Red Dragonfly can also be, Red Dragon little elder sister can be interesting. I haven't seen it. Hey, this little brother is a bit handsome, good temperament, is it a star? Someone asked. Near the Bird's Nest Stadium, in the room of a high-end hotel, the popular sister of Meng Rabbit Entertainment, Belle is relying on a middle-aged man to watch the live broadcast of the conference. The middle-aged man is the oldest house of the Meng Rabbit Entertainment. Brr, you can rest assured, I know a friend of the Red Letter Group, and manage personnel. When the press conference is over, I will help you out, find out what security captain to find out, and let him apologize, go upstream. If this scene is for fans who are still fighting for Belle and wanting human flesh Lu Zixin, I am afraid that the worldview will collapse. Belle nodded. She saw the virtual live video of the conference. She suddenly became amazed and pointed to the man who appeared in the scene. Dry, this person, just this person bullied me. Fang Hai did not know Lu Zixin, but there was an instinct. This person can appear in the first conference, and his status is not low. In the venue, Lu Zixin wore a decent suit and faced tens of thousands of spectators, confident and elegant. Hello everyone, welcome to the most mysterious and largest conference since the establishment of the Hongxing Group. I am the president of Hongxing Group, Lu Yan. This conference will be hosted by me. I hope to bring it to everyone, bring the world, some new, beautiful changes. After Lu Zixin finished, the scene suddenly boiled and there was a warm applause. His tone is calm and his words are simple, but the sensation caused is not small. My God, this is the real big president of the Red Letter Group, Lu Yan. The first time I saw, the richest man in the world. God, why is he so young, still so handsome? Stop calling. Big news, actually see Lu Yan. Real people, do you dare to believe? Someone excited to send a message to friends on the phone. Lu Yan, it's Lu Yan's real life, it's totally different from the photos on the internet. The legendary world's richest man, science and technology tycoon, actually appeared, so excited. Not only the audience, the media are even more crazy, with the equipment brought, 360 degrees no dead angle shooting, Lu Yan. Since the appearance of the conference, it means that his portrait right can already be used on the network. Presumably everyone will be interested in this legendary character. On the internet, the audience could not come to the scene, and the audience watching the live broadcast was shocked. It's Lu Yan. Lu Yan appeared, the most mysterious man in the world. Ah, why is Lu Yan so young? The money he earned in 1 second is enough for my life, it makes me unrecognizable. Good, I just want to ask, is the Red Letter Group still lacking the boss? It's okay to sweep the floor. Octopus still lacks a girlfriend, do you mind if you have one more? My idol actually appeared, still so young, I really can't think of it, it's amazing. Screenshot, screenshot. Ha ha ha, even the presidents of Red Letter have appeared. What will be released in this conference? In the hotel room, the room slaps on the face of Belle and directly beats her. Dry, why are you hitting me? Belle succumbed. Why, are you a bit of a shit fan to inflate? You heard no, who is that? The president of the Red Letter Group, one of the most influential people in the world. The room is extremely mad, you actually offended. He still wants to find him trouble, tired of it. Speaking of this, he slaps on the face of Belle and swears, smelly scorpion, you are the one who Laozi holds, and it is enough to make money for Laozi, and actually go out and give me trouble. I have offended him, our company can't keep going, Laozi is really mad at you. The house stood up and hurriedly sweated. Hurry up and let your shit fans stop being human and others. In addition, a public apology was issued before the Red Letter Group announced it, you are not allowed to broadcast it again. Belle's face is pale, she is the brain is simple, but also no this time, is really dead. Of course, Luzixon didn't have time to manage these things. The press conference was still boiling. Luzixon could only wait for a few more seconds, and the applause gradually decreased. It seems that everyone welcomes me, Luzixon said with a slight smile. But please keep calm, because the products we will release next, or the news, will make you even more shocked. People finally calm down and look forward to seeing the scene. Luzixon went on to say, before the press conference, everyone had a lot of guesses about our press conference. Guess what we will post? A mobile phone, a new quantum computer, a game, or mechanical equipment? Nothing, Luzixon directly denied. The things we want to release this time have actually started to face everyone 6 months ago. I don't know if you still remember the Red Letter Group's environmental transformation plan in the Taklamakan Desert. Mention this, some people think of it, it does. However, everyone pays little attention to environmental protection, and this project has not been fully understood. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 508. 508 Chapter 508 embraces the future. Chapter 508 embraces the future. What is the relationship between this conference and the desert? Everyone is confused. Luzixon continued, there are some video materials here, you can take a look. The front is the scenery in the desert area before the selected area, and the environment behind the desert transformation area today. In front of the clear projection, the audience saw that it was still a bleak dance. Later, the green plants spread all over the place, and the majestic buildings rose to the ground. They even saw huge modern buildings. From their point of view, those buildings are hard to see in the bustling international cities, and in that area, these buildings have been built or under construction, in stark contrast to the previously deserted desert. Is this a desert? Everyone was amazed, this is too fast, is it too fast? Luzixon continued, it has been more than half a year since we announced the beginning of the transformation of the desert. It can be seen that the environment in this renovated area has undergone earth-shaking changes. Some friends may have questions. Luzixon briefly introduced the Sandbinder and the plan for desert reconstruction, which attracted a lot of applause from the field. Of course, although these made the audience move, they still far from meeting their expectations. After all, until now, Lu Yan has not explained what the Red Letter Group is going to release. I want to explain that the desert to be transformed by the Hongxing Group is 10 million mu, it is not a few 100,000 mu, 1 million mu, Luzixan said with pride. And our transformation is not an overdraft of groundwater resources irrigation, but using scientific methods to restore the original ecological environment, using the water cycle system to minimize the consumption of water resources. Everyone thinks about it. In the future, what will this tens of thousands of acres of desert become? Luzixan finally said the point. An oasis of 10 million mu, many high-level executives immediately thought of it, which is equivalent to a new city. 10 million mu, this is very big. However, the oasis in the desert area is equivalent to the shelter forest. What economic value can it have? The senior executives of the Permanent Real Estate Group watched the live broadcast at headquarters, still unable to understand. Does the Red Letter Group do this for environmental protection, or do you want to develop the desert? Media workers are also asking questions. It will become the new product to be released at this conference, Luzixan said, walking to the center of the venue and spreading his arms and saying, although it has not yet formed, we use quantum computer modeling technology has already let it meet with you in advance. At this moment, let us embrace the future together. When Luzixan's voice fell, all the lights in the venue were extinguished, leaving only a darkness. Later, Luzixan lit up the virtual projection of a building. It was a heart-type building that rose from the ground and painted the hospital's logo. You can also see the site. In this building, you can see many projections, patients, doctors, and even robots. With the advent of heart buildings, more buildings have emerged. Towering into the Science and Technology Tower, Metal Tower, Glass Curtain Wall, such as the soared straight into the sky. The in-depth Science and Technology Research Institute connects the ground through the magnetic suspension subway extending in all directions. The aerial agriculture building, each floor is a good field, planting various crops, intelligently managing various vehicles on the maglev road, flying fast, from the ground up to the outer wall of the skyscraper. In the office building, you can see the operation of various modern equipment, and there are small drones in the air for material transportation. In the city, there are also traditionally constructed projects such as artificially constructed lakes and parks. The most amazing is the virtual amusement park, a place of entertainment built with virtual projection technology. Through the projection screen, people can see that in addition to the traditional roller coaster, and other entertainment projects, as well as the virtual world theme park, visitors can directly experience the virtual world-like feeling inside. The school covers an abundance of schools, with various teaching buildings, laboratories, research centers, civil service units, financial centers, shopping centers. On the edge of the city, it is a modern factory. Various automated machines operate in unmanned factories, and products are shipped through the logistics system in all directions. There is also an oversized airport, not only the location of the city airport, but also an international air logistics transshipment center. Outside the city, photovoltaic power stations, underground nuclear power plants that are safe from the city, etc. The audience held their breath, and the virtual projection conveyed too much information at this moment. They were dazzled and didn't know where to look. They only think that no matter how simple the building looks, it seems that you can see the shadow of many magical science and technology. The overall look is even more shocking. This is a city scene that is not depicted in science fiction movies. When the quantum brain is made, every detail is taken into consideration. Even if it is magnified 100 times and 1 million times, it can still be seen clearly. Even the lines on the butterfly wings in the garden are clear. So the projection of this future city brings unprecedented realism to the audience, just like the city really exists. At this time, Luzixan did not say a word, but the audience heard the sound in his ears. Every time the audience enters, the smart device is temporarily connected to the quantum information network. When they look at a part carefully through smart glasses or other smart devices, the sweet voice of artificial intelligence Red will ring and introduce them. The City of Science and Technology Tower of the Future, one of the landmarks of the city of the future on the Science and Technology Tower. Each floor is a showcase and function room for science and technology, which will also be a variety of sciences and technology exhibition. The venue of the expo, Science and Technology Tower, is 1,825 meters high, and will be the world's tallest tower after it is built. A viewer looked at the Science and Technology Tower and introduced it to his ear. Hongzhen International Hospital has the world's top medical technology and the most comprehensive modern medical treatment, therapeutic equipment. When a viewer looks at a classroom in a university, he finds that he can even hear the lectures and what advanced mathematics is. Not only the audience on the spot, the audience watching the live broadcast through the official platform also found that some options for opening the explanation on their smart devices. Of course, their visual effects and experience are not as good as the audience on the spot. After all, such a big city, even the best personal intelligence equipment is not fully projected, only to expand to the entire stadium. You can see one or two. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 509. 509 Chapter 509 A City. Chapter 509 A City. In order to let everyone know as much as possible about the city of the future, this process lasted for more than 40 minutes. During this time, no one was bored, but rather excited because they saw a lot of unprecedented science and technology products and a new urban lifestyle. Until the projection faded away, everyone still did not know what to do. The light on the stage lit up again. Everyone saw that the city projection just did not really disappear, but it was reduced into a group, in the hands of Lu Zixin. What everyone is seeing now is the new product we are going to release. Lu Zixin announced that the audience had not responded yet. What? Projection? Game, an urban game. Some people speculated that he thought that Red Letter wanted to release a game that would allow everyone to survive and entertain in a virtual city. What the hell is it? I didn't see it. Is there any smart device on his hand? Is it what the senior executives of the Evergrande Real Estate Group seem to think of, recalling some of the actions of the former Red Letter Group and Day One Real Estate? The city seems so familiar. Is it impossible? If so, how can such a grand project be built? Besides, this city is at most a conceptual image, and it is impossible to build it in that ghost place. As if to refute their thoughts, Lu Zixin said in the next second, yes, what we are going to release this time is not a single item, not a small object, it is just the city I showed. What this Red Letter Group released is what you just saw, is a new city built by science and technology, the city of the future. When Lu Zixin's voice fell, it's full of boiling. No one can stay calm. Many of them have science and technology, have participated in numerous conferences, and have seen many whimsy and world-changing products, but no one has thought that the Red Letter Group will be so crazy. Crazy to release a city. The audience is also crazy. The city is a place of residence in everyone's concept. It is a hometown or a place to yearn for, and it has become a product of the conference. It is also a city with a high degree of science and technology. The city in the desert. There has never been such a thing in the world. Scorpio, I can't believe my ears. Lu Yan just said that I want to release the city. A senior executive of a science and technology company called at the scene, the Sci-Fi City. This is also the conference product. A city of the future. The male audience seems to be more able to feel the charm of science and technology. Some people are excited and shouted, it's crazy. Once a city is released, it's still amazing. The world is the same city. Red letters. The conference was awesome. It's too shocking. The applause from the scene was endless. Is he serious? John Liao, president of Kelly Group, the president of Tencent, the CEOs of Candu, Huawei, and so on, all asked this sentence. These market capitalization is worth hundreds of billions. It is hard to believe this fact in the Chinese entrepreneurs and the science and technology circles. The Red Letter Group wants to release a city of the future. The netizens who watched through the live broadcast platform heard this sentence and it was also boiling. For a time, the barrage, the voice flashed the network. Publish a city, I read less, I can't think of any words to describe my current mood, just a word, red letter cattle ratio. The most popular conference in this century. Great, stunned, take my knees. If you really have the city you just saw, you can definitely become the world's first city. Explosion, this news is really too explosive. I am Buddha, what about you? The media wrote down the sentence just now, almost within 3 minutes, the news broke the whole network. Any news platform, any media, even websites and forums that are irrelevant to the Red Letter Group have hung this news. Accompanied by this shocking news is the discussion and questioning from all over the world. Indeed, the future city of virtual projections has indeed been shocking, but everyone can't help but doubt that Red Letter has the ability to create such a city. And still in a desert. The city is very likely to be a conceptual image. At the press conference, Liu Zixin continued to introduce the city of the future. About how this plan is implemented, expected completion, and expected status. We want to build a place that brings together the world's top science and technology companies and industries, a world of future urban ecology. Liu Zixin said, this vast project, I think everyone will have a question, can we do it? I only have one word, can. Our technology may not be perfect, and our funds may not support such consumption, but what we do is something that has never been done in the world. It will be the light of science and technology on Earth. I believe that people of insight from all over the world will come here and build the city of the future with us. Liu Zixin's reasons are not entirely convincing. After all, they have just heard of this future city. It does not mean that other science and technology giants also recognize it. Everyone is developing well in their respective countries and their respective cities. Why do you suddenly need to spend a lot of money to invest in this place that is still a barren land? Is there such a large appeal in the meetings of several major permanent members of the United Nations? The audience at the scene only asked questions in the heart. On the internet, the debates of various people have been fired. The Hongxing Group has many supporters relying on its glorious history. Supporting the Red Letter Group will definitely accomplish this ambitious goal. I hope to live in this city in my lifetime. Visiting tourism is also good. If they can be built, they are too great. The city of the future, when I saw the video, I was envious, but I really wanted to build it. Come on. Wow, I am going there to move bricks. The opponents are also very powerful, and they also cited various reasons. It's too exaggerated, such a city is simply not capable of completing it, this is at most a promotional image, and the real estimate is similar to our current city. I am doing architecture, I have vowed for 20 years of experience, this is absolutely impossible. I just saw that in the city, I just want to find a building and I have to build it for more than 10 years billion, the Red Letter Group can't build it. The city of the future, Tai Te can pull it, why don't you go to Mars to build a city, also in the desert science and technology city? I feel that this is not the most shocking conference in this century, but the most frivolous conference in this century. I was bored. The city of science and technology built in that place, there is no resource for resources, no traffic, no traffic. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 510. Wu Wade began to specifically describe the role of malignant tumors and inhibitors, inhibiting the division of cancer cells and killing them by targeting injection of drug molecules. By this means, most malignant tumors can be effectively suppressed. Moreover, this type of medicine has passed the special approval of the State Food and Drug Administration, and the clinical cases are relatively normal and can be put into production and use. The more he explained, the more excited the audience below. Everything about this shows that people seem to be at a loss what to do with cancer treatment. This new drug, we named it the Red Target series, divided into number 1, 2 numbers, etc., for different malignant tumors. Wu Huade said, "We will be new in the newly opened Hongzhen International Hospital. The treatment of malignant tumors. Patients and friends all over the world can apply for this treatment. Especially to celebrate the construction of the city of the future, we will be responsible for the treatment of 3 Chinese patients. If you meet the conditions, you can apply at the official website of Hongzhen International Hospital." When Wu Huade's voice fell, the audience applauded. In a third-tier city in China, in an ordinary private house, there was a surprise call. "Dad, Dad, your illness has been saved," an 11-year-old girl cried in surprise. Just now she was watching live TV. In this era, there are still not many traditional TVs. The residents of big cities have used smart homes such as virtual projections. Cough. In the room, there was a strong coughing sound, and the girl rushed into the room, which smelled an unpleasant smell of Chinese medicine. In addition, there is a middle-aged man who describes the dryness, lying in bed. "Dad, your illness has been saved. I just watched TV and said that the drug for cancer treatment has been researched," the girl shouted in surprise. Her father, the man in the hospital bed, is a patient with advanced gastric cancer. Before he had not yet developed the disease, the family had been harmonious and happy. However, when he was in physical condition, after checking the stomach cancer, everything changed. Going to the hospital for medical treatment, spent the savings at home, and still owed a large foreign debt. The girl's mother divorced her father and left the house. Now they are dependent on each other. Holding the idea of a dead horse as a living horse doctor, he is still eating some remedies, but he knows that this is estimated to be useless. Can cancer be cured? He squeezed a bitter smile. "Yeah, Dad," the girl rejoiced. "The TV is the most powerful red-letter company. I studied it. When I was in school, the teacher told me that Red Letter is the most powerful company in the world." "Yeah, that's amazing." Her father smiled and touched her head kindly, but there was nothing in her heart. "Dad, I took a leave of absence with the teacher and sent you to there for treatment," the girl asked cleverly. But she saw that his father shook his head and said, "No, Dad's illness is not that serious." "Dad, don't be stupid, I am not a child, I know," the girl exclaimed emotionally. "You will be late if you die." The man was silent for a few seconds and said, "Dad knows. But even if the cancer can be cured, can we afford it? The family can't get a penny anymore." "I am going to find relatives to borrow," said the girl. "No, now they are too late to hide us." He. The man sighed deeply and said, "If Dad can't, you go to the aunt's house, and my aunt has promised to take care of you." "Dad," the girl burst into tears and said, "No, I must cure. I don't want to lose you." "Right, they said that as long as they apply, there is a chance to treat them free of charge." "I will apply for it," said the girl. When? The man closed his eyes and a tear passed from the corner of his eye. The most serious disease in the world, maybe not cancer, but poor disease. The Red Letter Group's Future City Conference is over, but this hot has just begun to set off in the world. Whether it is the construction of the city of the future or the invention of malignant tumor cell inhibiting drugs, it is enough to attract people's attention. Related topics can be seen no matter what media is open. The city of the future is a grand project, and many well-known companies have begun to understand. On the same day, after the Red Letter Group announced that its subsidiaries will build their headquarters in the future city, they immediately said that they will consider entering the city of the future and participating in the construction. Without him, a place, as long as the industry of the Hongzhen Group is still afraid of development. The crazy investors in the capital market also saw this opportunity and began to prepare for the future. Compared with the city of the future, the people are more concerned about the affairs of Hongzhen International Hospital. The official website of Hongzhen International Hospital has reached the top in one day, and many people leave messages or ask for medical treatment. Many patients have even issued applications and want to go to Hongzhen International Hospital for treatment. In the international medical community, several fatal medical organizations have excluded representatives and went to Hongzhen International Hospital to learn about cancer treatment. Of course, the medical profession also has to question the people. Previously, Dr. Ellison, who won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for his research on malignant tumors, personally said that he had witnessed the miracle of this drug. His voice made the questioning voice less immediately. Similarly, patients from all over the world, the application materials for applying for treatment at Hongzhen International Hospital are endless. There are a large number of cancer patients all over the world who do not want to recover. Soon, Red Letter International Hospital accepted the first cancer patient. When the patient first learned the news, he came from abroad and reached the hospital within 2 hours. On the way, his assistant has already completed all the procedures. The airport of the future city has not yet been built. In the small apron outside the Hongzhen International Hospital, a luxury private helicopter from the Middle East stops. In the helicopter, in addition to a variety of gold and silver, fur decoration, as well as beautiful personal assistants, private doctors, flight attendants, etc., and most importantly, a local patient from the Middle East. Gamal is a local tyrant from a certain oil-producing country in the Middle East. He is also a member of the local royal family. From birth, he has lived a rich life. The problem that can be solved with money is not a problem in his opinion until he suffers from cancer. All the institutions and famous doctors who have studied the malignant tumors on the 5 continents have invited him. Unfortunately, for cancer, more money is spent, and doctors can only nurse his body and let him live for a few more years and cannot be completely cured. Originally, Mayer was desperate. Just now, his private doctor told him that Huaxia Hongzhen Group had announced the development of a drug that can inhibit cancer cells and open treatment. He immediately decided to go and became the first reception of Hongzhen International Hospital. A cancer patient.